Traders, what's going on? Jamie Saettele here with the Power Hour, FX, commodities, and sometimes crypto. But welcome. It is April 9th, 2021. So as we usually do, let's start. Let me share the screen first. And we should be good here. All right. So we should be good with the screen, I think. But yeah, as we usually do, I'm going to start with the US dollar index. So again, this is the FXCM Dow Jones Dollar Index, and this index is Euro, Pound, Yen, and Aussie. And this index, it was a pretty active week in FX, but interestingly, this index isn't going to have a lot of movement this week because the strength in euro is essentially offset by the weakness in pound. So what we have here, if I just go to a weekly chart, you'll see the candle, just a little pullback. And remember, we were looking for a pullback in the dollar as we came into the 200-day average. So for the most part, following the script here in US dollar, this is a 4-hour chart, and what we're looking at here is two equal legs down. So you can see here I've got a little fib extension, A, B, C. Is it complete? Maybe, maybe not. We really don't know. The big level that I wanted to see for support is about 11,800, and that is the center line, or the median line of the fork that goes all the way back to the, hold on here, 2016 high, right? Okay, so it was January 2017 high. So that level, that was support back here, August, September. You can see then it was support, resistance on a spike in early December. Traded into resistance again in March. We finally broke through here on March 23rd. And you want to see a pullback to test support here before we continue on our merry way higher. So again, we don't, even if we do pull back to that level, we don't know for sure, for certain if we're going to hold there. But, my inclination is to believe that we do hold there, simply because that was recently resistance. We broke through, look for a pullback to hold. This is actually a setup called the slingshot setup, where you break through a median line, pull back to it, and you slingshot off of it, right? So that's kind of what we're looking for in US dollar, generally speaking, okay? So with that, let's look at the other dollar index, which is DXY. DXY is similar in the sense that we have this little channel. Again, this is another example of a slingshot setup where we have a channel. We broke through the top of the channel. We've come back. We've kind of been trading along the top side of that former that former channel resistance line. We've also got you can see this line here, right? This is from the September 25th and November 2nd highs. That trend line, we came back. Now, when we held it 2 days ago, I was looking for us to continue higher. We did not. And this is a little trick. So, so I draw a trend line, and if you want to understand its importance, you can just click on it, extend to the left, and see if it touches any other spots in the market. In this case, you can see it does, crosses through this close from June, crosses through some highs here from November, as well as early October. So, when that happens, I like to say that the market drew this trend line, right? Not me, because I'm just connecting these 2 points. And then we're seeing that the market touched and went through some other important levels, going back to October of 2019 in this case. So less clear here to me than the other dollar index, because that one, remember, we know exactly the level that we're looking for to hold, which is again that 11,800. DXY, not real sure, and that will be seen as well when we look at euro dollar, because euro's kind of in the middle of nowhere. You can see that euro actually came into, this is the 200-day average, or 200 period average on the 4-hour chart, which is essentially a 50-day average. In fact, we bring up here, it's usually about a 50-day average. In this case, the 50-day average is a little bit higher. And you can see that if I go to a daily chart here. I'm going to get rid of this real fast. Okay, so here's the 50-day. Now euro, you can see I've got this magenta line here, and I've got circles on all the high, that essentially that 119.15 area has been pretty important back, in summer and fall of last year. You've got all those highs really starting on in the end of July. You had resistance at that level. We broke through it. That was the final, the final leg. And really, once we got, this breakdown here, we had consolidated around that level. So, 119.15, an important spot. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continued lower next week from where we are now. However, I'm not in position to want to trade this right now. I'd be looking to trade, 1950 or so. And again, that is, see, the 50-day average is 1970 right now. This is the upper parallel from this fork. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in this parallel, simply because, we did not trade down to the lower parallel yet. The median line is not that clear. In other words, there's not a whole lot of, pivots off of it. But I would keep this in mind simply because it's not just this parallel, but you also have the 50-day average and some good horizontal consideration for resistance as well. You can see the low here from February 1950, and again, the 50-day average. So the big levels to pay attention to, 1950-70. And when I look at some crosses as well, I think there are better ways to express a view towards a stronger dollar if indeed we do come down in US dollar and test that support. So as you know, or should know, I am working with Scandinavian Capital Markets as the Chief Technical Strategist. We're based in Stockholm. Scandinavian Markets is a market maker, and we are looking for profitable traders to join our ranks. We have clients all over the globe that are looking for more strategies to invest in. So if you are a profitable trader and you would like to get into the money manager world, all goes according to plan and things go well, you can get your, you can get your strategy funded with up to $2 million. Okay. So come and show us your skills. To register, go to scandinavianmarkets.com/fundmytrades. Again, that is scandinavianmarkets.com/fundmytrades.